Hello everyone, and today I'm going to share with you my builds that I'm going to be playing on SSF Crucible 3.21 Path of Exile, and it's ED Contagion Blight. And this time in this patch we're running Low Life with Petrified Blood, Mind Over Matter, and Eldritch Battery. And we're also getting Mage Bane, and I'm testing Wind Dancer or Ghost Dance. I'm seeing which one of those we can get. Maybe we can get two if I drop some points like this one, and maybe something else like Suppression that we can easily get more Suppression if we craft, where is it? This, if we craft Suppression on our shields. And yeah, so I don't recommend this build for beginners, first of all. And second of all, actually, I think there is probably some better builds out there. I'm just playing this because I like playing chaos builds, and I really like ED Contagion, right? So pros and cons. First, it's very good for mapping, and it's very good for progression until red maps, right? It's good for Expedition, Legion, Blight, and Delve, which is the things that I farm most on SSF. But and it's easy to gear until red maps. But after that, it's going to struggle a lot if you don't know what you're doing, right? And also for SSF players, SSF enjoyers, we have a lot of helmet ancient options with curse effects because we are running 3 curses with Blight, with ED, or even Contagion. You can get those enchants on SSF. Now, the cons, it's hard to scale into high dips if you're SSF, and also you don't know exactly how to get there. You may struggle with juice essences because I know that essences is a league mechanic that a lot of players want to do early game, but you have to work on your defense for that, right? And channeling, because our Blight is channeling, makes hard against invitations and bosses that you can be standing still, right? You can Val Blight and just ED from far away, but that makes the fight just goes for a little longer than you want to, right? As I said, I already said that, but main thing that you want to know about this build is if you want the max damage, you have to press a lot of buttons, and this is the dips with 15 wither stacks. You don't need this. The damage goes down by a lot, but you can also take this and put this if you want to know the best theoretical damage. And why 15 wither stacks, right? So we have this, which inflicts a wither on nearby enemies every second, and we are also running withering steps on our rings. So then we can proc this 5% chance to apply 15 wither stacks, which makes you do a lot of damage, right? The main weaknesses of the builds is ailments. We are running Arctic Armor for freeze immunity and also a lot of less physical damage taken because, as you can see, we almost don't have any armor, so we are doing that. But I'm also using Litty Shade, which makes ailment duration a lot higher. So I do have some ailment duration here, and I do have this, which I want to get. But I probably will just go for ailment immunity, drop this, and go for full immunity with jewels, maybe, that we can put on a Stygian Vice, avoid shock and ignite. Maybe I can even get this for avoid poisoning. I have to see how weak I'm going to be against dots, right? And the main thing that is hard to get for this build is the implicit on the Syrian Exarchs and Eater of Words. But also, it's going to be kind of annoying to get this spell damage, this one on SSF. On Trade League, it's not that hard. You can even do the Delve craft to get +2 on your ones. But I'm trying to go for this because of the skill effect duration. I really value that on Chaos builds. And this shield also, it's easy to get +1 Chaos with life, but it's not easy to get +1 Chaos with life and spell damage. So I have to probably craft on a fractured base. And you can also craft spell suppression instead of curse effect. I'm just using curse effect because it empowers our enfeeble. That's going to be a lot of our defenses as well. So we are using grace, enfeeble, Arctic Armor, Petrified Blood, Defiance Banner, and Malevolence with Divine Blessing, and also Mind Over Matter. So as you can see, our effective life pool is kind of high. Now, you might ask how you're going to deal with the Regen and Degen from Petrified Blood. So that's something that I'm going to figure out while I'm playing. I'm using this flask, with also gives a lot of damage, but gives us Consecrated Ground, because when we're channeling Blight, we're standing still. And if you put Consecrated Ground here, you can see that our regen goes higher, and that's very good. And while mapping, you have life and kill, right? Another thing that I'm going to maybe try, it's recoup. As you can see, I have a recoup here on my ring, and maybe we can just get this recoup. That's going to be quite nice. And we also have some mastery here that might help us a lot, like 15 regen life per second. So yeah, that's my plan. I'm going to be updating the build here on the channel. I hope everyone have a great league start, and I see you on the next one. If you have any tips, any doubts on how I'm going to level, I'm going to level with Orb of Storm, Storm Blast, Chain Mines, and this is the tree. I'm just going to switch when I found 2 +1 chaos ones, or 1 wand and 1 shield with +1 chaos. If I don't find, I will do the late switch. This is the switch if you manage to get those early on. If you don't, this is the late switch, right? That you just come here. So far you can see it's just elemental, and then you just come here, you take those shit out, you take this shit out, and then you can just do this and do this and do this, and it's not very hard to level with. Just a reminder, if you're going to level, make sure you have 2 4 links available, both for Essence Drain, both for Blight, and also run Withering Steps to increase your damage by the highest you can get. So yeah, that's it, and see you on the next one.